Nighttime is a very common trigger for kids with trauma. And my daughter and I specifically have learned through trial and error that rather than fits or crying or stalling at bedtime, to simply just when we feel the discomfort or when she feels the discomfort coming on and the fear of bedtime and that separation, because loneliness is a big part of her. When you go back to that HALT method, loneliness at nighttime is a big trigger for her. So instead of all of the unpleasant behaviors that can come with that ask behind that loneliness, we have learned to teach her to ask for that comfort and connection by saying, can we please have heartbeat time? Some nights she doesn't need it. Some nights she is great to settle in under her blankets with her book and settle right into bed. But for whatever reason, if she reverts back and she needs that, all she has to do is say, Mommy, can we have heartbeat time? And that's an easy yes, because I know what she's asking for. So let me explain how it works very practically for us. She has a loft bed and she has everything just so, lots of loveys, lots of blankets, lots of things like that. And so I go and I climb up the little stairs and I sit at the edge of the bed and I wait for her to get her nest just right. And we talk about where all the stuffed animals are supposed to sleep. And then she chooses like her favorite lovey and a blanket. And she comes and she lays across my chest at the end of the bed. And she positions her head on my chest strategically so that she can hear my heartbeat. And now you can do this anywhere. You can do this on the porch swing. You can do this in a rocking chair, in one of your favorite comfy parts of the house, wherever your child best finds comfort. If this is something that happens during the day and you really need to employ this and a bed's not appropriate, find other places that feel comfortable and a safe space for your child. I would also include soft clothing that's not scratchy or not irritating, that might activate any type of sensory sensitivities that they might have. So, and peaceful music is another one. If you've got an Alexa in the room or something like that, where you can just play soft instrumental music or soft worship music while you're doing this, these are all components that will help make that heartbeat time really, really special. Research shows that several seconds into a hug, I've read anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds, the hormone oxytocin is released, and this regulates blood pressure and heart rate. It fights stress chemicals in the body, and it gives the feelings of love, trust, and felt safety. So heartbeat time is essentially an extended hug. So imagine the impact that that has on our kiddos, especially when they have those stress hormones running rampant through their bodies. Simple practices like heartbeat time and a hug during heartbeat time can help to counter those stress hormones and instead provide that oxytocin to offset and to override that agitated system. It also stills their wiggles and helps to prevent agitation and escalation. Bodies that are stressed often wiggle and keep themselves stimulated on purpose so that they don't have to feel or experience the discomfort of their fears. This is especially challenging in situations like bedtime or instruction time in a classroom or social situations like a restaurant that require more stillness. A lot of times for our trauma kids, when the body is still, the trauma brain has time to lie to them very loudly and cause distress. And so heartbeat time allows for a safe and comforting way for you to guide your child into a calm and still state so that they can physically rest and mentally rest. Have your child maybe participate as you're first introducing heartbeat time, or maybe this is something that just helps them to calm. Have them tap every time they hear your heartbeat. So maybe their hand is on their little hand is on your shoulder, and every time they hear your heartbeat, they just tap, and they're in sync with that. This causes them to attune and really listen, take their mind off of what is scaring them, and they're able to participate in that way. Teach them how to feel their own pulse, and then you compare to yours. Say, okay, here's how you feel yours, let's count. Here's how you feel mommy's, let's count. All of these tools effectively divert their focus onto the calming activity and away from what was triggering their fears. Now, after they have calmed down from any of these, you may choose to let them fall asleep and then address any behavioral correction, maybe the following morning after a full belly with their breakfast. Or if it's still daytime, you can allow for some quiet time after you have achieved this regulation stage and provide a snack, and then address the behavior and talk together about how to do better next time.